Alright, so in today's video, we got a Plat 5 DPS on console. They said they've been hard stuck Plat since Season 3, and they don't know how to get out of it. They'd really like some advice on position because they got a feel, and that is what making them die with every team fight. After this game, they ranked back down to Gold 1. They've been coached by a top 500 contenders player, and they say, I deserve high diamond, low masters, but I'm still hard stuck. Okay, this will be interesting. I think this will be interesting to see. Let's see. You know, it's funny, I always see people in this specific angle when I watch Havana Spectating. What a treat this battle is with this Ashe. I don't know what it is. Dude, I'm loving this. I'm loving this duel back there. I also love the Ashe just waiting to get healed up there, and it's taking forever for that passive to kick in. I think that's something I'll probably talk about today, like when I do like that, like my thoughts on Season 9, looking forward to Season 10 type of video. Because I remember how like much people thought that passive was going to be ridiculous and it was going to break the game. And now it's just like, yeah, you know what? That passive is just good to have. It's just fun to have. So far, everything's fine here, by the way. Like, I don't really have anything to start with. Like, your position was okay. You were fine. You're hitting your shots for the most part, which is fine. Like, I don't... You know? Like, if I wanted to really look at that and be like, oh, what are you doing? Like, you could have maybe not been turning around from them, like, and looking away, like, in front of them. Now your position is getting a lot worse. Now this is where you'll start to struggle, because, like, you... I don't know how to explain it, but like you're just in the middle of the open, and that also feels like a team effort positioning. Like your whole team was out of position after you got the initial limb on the Winston. So I don't know. That's just a. That felt like it was a team effort. You know what I mean? I'm gonna laugh if that dynamite gets someone. Yeah, I was gonna say that dynamite missed, and I think it actually ended up being really good. Nice shot. Like, the dynamite ended up being really good. I think one of my favorite things about watching Ashe gameplay sometimes is also just the reload simulator, where you just sit there and watch them constantly reload for an hour and a half. Also, a little side note on Ashe. Be careful of just, like, wasting your dynamite like that. Dynamite is too good just to throw it like that doorway. Now, you'll see me play Ashe sometimes and I'll, like, miss my dynamite. That's a little bit different than, like, just, like, throwing it in a general direction of their team. Now, obviously, it's not a huge deal, but I think it's still worth, you know. Position here, by the way. Position. This is on you if they get you. You survive that, but that's where, yeah, you want to not end up in the middle of their team. They really wanted you, didn't they? That Genji, like, they decided they were going to use Blade. They decided they were going to use Blade about a minute and a half ago, because there was no reason for them to Blade there, but they did it anyway. Scarheart, thanks for the 7 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. You got 7 months. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Nice. Yeah, it's positioning. Like I can already tell you, like, why. And I'll ask this question, but I'll more like give you kind of like a response to it too. Like, why are you going down in that room as Ashe? Ashe is all about distance and disengaging. If you put yourself in situations where they can easily dive you, then you're playing Ashe incorrectly at that point. Because Ashe is a hero that you can literally just like use your shot to just disengage backwards, and then you're fine. But you're putting yourself in spots where like it's not really. You're just kind of in the middle of the open. You get what I'm saying? So like that's 100% position. And you can see that happen. But I think you recognize that too. I had to sneeze. There we go. I love allergy season. Isn't it great? My favorite. Now you're running in circles, but it's okay. Nothing's happening. Being on the maze fine now. Could be an easy limb for you. Nope, get out of there. Good job there. See, right there, like, I feel like that's such a tough spot to disengage from, and I'm actually happy you did that, because some players are trying to just like shoot through the wall there, get rolled by the Genji after, they may get you and you fall over. So I actually think that was really good patience by you. I was actually super happy to see you back away from that one. That was a good play. I don't know what your goal is here. So what was the plan there? A little bit confused on that one, but you know, well. So are you trying to use the tech where you become invulnerable by using your teleporter? I don't. That he's tricking them, but they can see the animation. It's not going to change. Like it's not. There's nothing.
Good to see you.
Yeah, but like, I know you say it's like a fake TP, but like they can see your TP.
Not so fast.
I guess maybe, yeah, maybe it's a tech that like I need to see it from the Reaper, like the. Actually, what am I even saying? What are we at? 6, like, okay, I see. Is this where they do it? Okay, watch, like, I want to see what it looks like from their point of view. 'Cause maybe it's just some, like, next level strategy that looks like it's amazing. Okay, we're watching the Lucio. I'll go to the Moira's point of view. I mean, maybe it works. I don't know, like, Maybe because I'm looking for it at that point. Like, it just looks like you're teleporting right where you're at. No, I know it's... Okay, so... Listen. I know it's not to get hit. Like, I understand that. But the problem is that they also can just do a bunch of damage to you when you're just standing there doing that. Does that make sense? So you're invulnerable when you're doing your... Okay, so... I'm gonna try to circle back here for a second. When you do that, right? Like, when you use the TP, as you're using it, you're not invulnerable yet. When it goes into the actual... When you would go to a spot, you're invulnerable for a second, and then you're back to the same spot. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you TP in front of them like that, I'm not saying it can't work. I'm saying that there is a point where you could literally just fall over immediately because they can still shoot you as you're going into the animation. And then when it actually activates, then they can shoot you again. No, I get what you're saying. You're saying you're giving your team a few more seconds, but it's different when your team is there in a team fight and you're TP and like right in front of them with nobody there. You know what I'm saying? I know the strategy. I know the strategy. So, chat, just to make it clear, I know the strategy. I understand why. I'm just saying I'm not sure if that's the correct timing of it. Does this make sense? You said the other team is more focused on him than his teammates. That's because the Reaper's in their spawn. Or not their spawn, like on their side of the map with nobody there. That's 100% what will happen, yeah. I'm not saying that you can't do that in a viable situation. I'm saying that situation that they did it in was not going to be viable. Does that make sense? Back to the bed. Under Soldier now, though, off Reaper. Nice shot. That really just is just a retake happening. All right, here we go. I stream at 6 a.m. every day. I usually go live at 6 a.m. I mean, usually on like drops weeks, maybe I'm live at like 6 a.m. But like it's like 8 a.m. for me right now. All right, May no ice block. Good job. The Soldier's a good pick here on third. I mean, obviously I will say Widow has a lot of value on this part of the map too, and gives you a bit more of that one-shot capability, but like still not bad. You know what I mean? We got following up on the devault. Not bad. Nice. I mean, Soldier's a good hero to be good at, so. Yeah, for you, like, I don't think this is going to be, like, a mechanical issue for you. I think it really is your position. And most of the times they get you, it's just, like, your decision-making when you get closer to them ends up getting worse. So the better, like, you know I've talked about, like, that sometimes players, the better that they're playing, the worse their positioning gets because they're just, like, they're playing well, so they start to gravitate towards bad positioning, and then eventually they get rolled. And, like, that's where, like, one of the best thing to do is if you can become disciplined with your positioning, you'll end up popping off a lot more. And this happens in every rank, even I do this, is like as you win team fights, you start to get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more into their face, and then you end up in these situations where they're able to trade on you, make plays, etc. When in reality, your good position was what was carrying to begin with, and then you start to gravitate away from that good position, and then at that point, you just give them free picks, right? Yeah, they've been playing well, Soldier. 100%. Oh, do matches start tomorrow for OWCS? Yeah, we can definitely watch the matches tomorrow for sure. I'm definitely down too. Are they streaming them? I'll ask actually that at halftime here. Good job staying on the cart. I mean, that honestly, like, if you lose this team fight, I think that's more of a good play by their Mauga. I think, once again, your position's a little bit off. I know you're trying to stop the cart, but you also have to recognize that you can't 1v5 stop the cart, and when that kind of happens, you run into this issue where it can be, it just can be a problem, right? You just gotta be, you gotta be careful of that. But, I mean, maybe your team wins this. It looks like you're in a good spot. You should hold this, I think. I mean, I don't see where... Yep, that's a free pick. Oh, no. The classic Russian the shot, where you were a little bit impatient. We've all been there. Sometimes the easiest shots are actually the hardest shots. And someone goes, what do you mean by that? I don't know what it is, but if somebody's standing still AFK, that shot can be harder than somebody who's, like, moving around. One, because then they move randomly when you finally do shoot, and you go, whoops. Trying to get back to the point faster in overtime. I would say my favorite hero to get back to the point faster in overtime as a tank is probably Doomfist. It's also Gun. Thanks for the 23 months to the tier 1. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good day, too. Reason being is I feel like Doom is like, when you get back as Wrecking Ball, you get CC'd like crazy, etc. And Ball's not bad, but I feel like Ball just falls over more. Doomfist has way more survivability and way more... it feels to me that Doomfist has the capability of actually getting a limb when you're... Because when you're trying to get back to a point quickly, you're trying to prevent like all that stuff, like Doomfist can actually get in a limb, right? You thought today was Thursday? I think it's Wednesday. I don't even know. Match the beginning of Friday? Oh, okay. Yes, we read the post of this one, yes, right at the beginning. Essentially, they think they should be in Diamond Masters, I think it was, or was it? It was Diamond and maybe, I don't know. And then people have told them that. They wondering what they're doing wrong. They said they think it's because of their positioning, and like so far, I'd say that's pretty spot on. Like most of the times that you're getting rolled is your positioning just isn't good. And I think a lot of that is you have a tendency to kind of frontline as DPS, which is fine in like these situations where it's like 2v5. But like if you circle back to when like you got rolled as Reaper, or like you got eliminated early on Ashe, it was a lot of it just like you gravitate towards their team. And if you're gonna play like a sniper hero, or a hero that's better for that mid-range or even long-range, like your best bet is to play the strength of the hero, not try to make, play the hero like you're playing like Cassidy, for example, which will be even closer than mid-range. Well, I guess mid-range is good for Cassidy, but you know what I mean. Like you're a little bit closer up there, so. We're watching. Oh, what a 1v1 that was. That was a treat for all of us. This console, yes. Yep, mentioned at the beginning. Let me see what you do here. This could dictate how this team fight goes for you. Yeah, you see what I mean? So, this is the situation I'm talking about. Do you see how like your team starts to get like an advantage, and like your reaction to that play is to run up to their team aggressively? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you see what you're doing there? Like you go into the team, you use your movement ability, right? One thing that you actually saw during our matches is that one thing that we look for is when Sojourn uses this movement ability, this is the best time to make that play, of course. But you like, if the Sojourn is way further away, that this follow-up can't happen like that. You're basically giving them free limbs by just doing this. And this is the make or break sometimes of like winning the game or not winning the game, because then you lose that capability. Like you have the opportunity right now to snowball the rest of this way. Keep in mind when we mentioned like snowball, it means like it means that it's going to take you a bit to like you can just win the whole point without having to worry about anything, right? But instead, when you give them this a limb, this gets them back into the game, and this is how you get full health. Nobody's touching the cart, you said? Well, that's the whole strategy, right? The cart is everybody looks at it and says, not my problem. Sturdy, thank you for the preach press. Thank you, appreciate it. Not my problem. Nice shots. You said Reaper is fun, but his kit doesn't feel good. I think Reaper's definitely a fun hero. A lot of it just comes down to like in current Overwatch, Reaper loses a little bit of that like in 6v6 you were able to kind of hide and sneak a little bit more as Reaper. Now it's just like it's way more obvious where Reaper is. I think they'll eventually probably look into giving Reaper some type of like value. I say value, I mean like maybe extra ways to gap close, even though like there has to be something that, it's funny because we were just talking about the teleporter. It'd probably be done with the teleporter, right? Remember what we talked about, by the way. Okay. Now, you got away with that play, but do you see what I'm talking about? You're gonna get tired, by the way. Yeah, I was gonna say. There was no way you were surviving that. That Junkrat was too patient. That one's kind of like, yeah, I think you're just trying to tank too much as a DPS. That tire right there, I'm not referencing that tire, of course. Like, that's not what I'm referencing. But like, that's what I was like you're gonna get rolled by the tire there. But yeah, your positioning just needs work. It literally just comes down to you're not wrong because you kind of pinpointed your issue. It's your positioning. Watch this VOD back, play a little bit further back range-wise, go into their team when you have a numbers advantage, and like you have follow-up within your team. Don't go in there and try to 1v5 the whole time, because if you do that, that's how you're gonna get rolled. You can have the best mechanics, but if you keep doing that, you're gonna keep running into the same issue. Your win-loss will be too inconsistent because you're not taking advantage of that mechanical like skill that you're using. You're like, hey, I can hit my shots, but also here, let me go in front of your team and just stand there. And that's what you don't want to do. Oh no, I saw they died to the Junkrat trap, but they would have died to the tire because they were camping the tire up there. Like they had the tire hiding behind the wall waiting for something. So like if they even went up there, they're gonna get rolled anyway. A little bit more patient here and you're getting a limb. See how you're not falling over when you're a bit more patient with your positioning? And now you've committed your cooldown in, so we'll see how this goes. Good work. There you go. That works out. You have almost kind of like this all-in mentality, it feels like. Where like you're like, I am confident I can use this ability and out of position here and I will get a limbs. But keep in mind, the other team's looking for that. Good old timing. Mainly because you know they're on the point area. Just don't. Remember when we talked about that all-in type strategy? You would have been better off just playing where you were. Instead, you ulted and then you went into their team. Remember how that's what I was talking about with that all-in mentality. And then yeah, that's what it is, your position. You literally just need to adjust your position and you'll be fine. I can't comment if you'll be in like Masters or whatever like that. But what I can say is that, yeah, you all in too much. You're just committed to the idea, like, I'm going to go in right here, and that's the play. And that's not going to work sometimes, especially when you're playing Sojourn. Because if you don't hit that shot, or you end up doing what you do, like, during your ultimate, you will get 0 value. Also, keep in mind, if you touch the card at, what is it, 3 seconds, you will get that timer set on the overtime. So what you just did right there, by the way, in case you're wondering, what you just did right there is you just used all your tracer cooldowns, went to the cart with about 7 seconds left, and now you can't even like get the overtime to your team. You see what I'm saying? You could have just waited. Instead, you fed in, and then now you've lost the opportunity to be there with your team to possibly win this team fight. You haven't played this game since Season 2? Has anything changed? Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe I'll be a bit biased because Overwatch here, but I feel like the game's gotten a lot better. Actually, we're doing I think I'm going to do a react video today on my thoughts on Season 9 and like what I'm looking forward to in Season 10, hoping they can like look into. I think I'm going to do that today. I think that'd be a fun video to do before the start of Season 10. I don't know. See how it goes, see if people like it. If that becomes a thing, I can do that every season. Kind of like my thoughts in the season, what I'm looking forward to, things I like, things I didn't like. Pulse bomb. Pulse bomb. I'm just glad you used it. I'm actually impressed that I would have thrown that into a wall and missed it sooner than that. Yeah. Yeah, your issue is this one's kind of like very apparent, and it's good that you were able to. It's good that you were able to like kind of pinpoint that issue. Does that make sense? It's good that you were kind of able to like kind of pinpoint that right away. It's your position. You all in too much. If you as long as you don't all in as much as you are right now, and that means like using all your cooldowns to go in, I think you'll be fine. I think a really good point, if you want to really focus on that, look at your positioning on Ashe and Sojourn, and look how many times it's easy to get you. I want you to think about it from this point of view. If you were going up against a Sojourn who was just sliding into your team, frontlining in a 5v5, what would you think? How would you play, right? You'd go, oh, wow, that's a free limb for me. And that's basically what you're doing for them. Even though your mechanical skill is there, you can hit all the shots in the world, but at a certain point, you're going to hit a wall, if your whole strategy is just to run into them and face tank. You're just going to get rolled half the time. And if you finish your games going 20 and 12 as DPS sometimes, like, you're going to find a lot of inconsistencies that happen. So I would say just work on that positioning. Understand that when you're playing a mid-range hero, it's okay to play mid-range, and I think you'll be in a fine spot. That's my take on that. If you like this video, make sure to the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. If you want to submit your own spectator, look in the description below. Also, leave a comment. All of that helps. We also record these live on stream. You can see below the webcam the Twitch chat right there. So if you haven't stopped by, stop by. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.